Alright, so I'm sure you're doing the exact same thing that I did. You're online looking to find the magical secret. How do you replace the spark plugs in a Ford 3-valve engine without breaking them? Well, here's what I did, okay? This is our 2008 Expedition, has a 5.4 in it, 3-valve engine, famous for breaking spark plugs. Now, see what we got here? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 spark plugs that are not broken, except for this electrode that came out, but pay no attention to that. Anyways, I got every spark plug out without breaking them. This vehicle is a 2008, and it has 109,000 miles on it. A prime candidate for broken spark plugs. So, gonna make this short and sweet what you need. Grab yourself some carb cleaner. Grab yourself some dielectric grease. Some anti-seize. New boots. New spark plugs. The trick to this is doing it when the engine's hot and keeping it hot between each spark plug change. So, I've already put this back together, but I'll tell you anyways what I did. Take your air intake hose off. Make sure you unplug your mass airflow sensor. Fords don't like to run without the mass airflow sensor in them. Okay, so make sure that's unplugged, air intake hose is off. Then I went around and I took out all the little 7mm screws that hold in the coils. That's just going to make life easier when you're swapping stuff out. Now, run the truck. Run it for about an hour. Get that puppy good and hot. Go ahead and get started on your first spark plug. First thing you want to do, pull the coil out of there. Spray a little bit of carb cleaner down in the hole once you've got the coil out. Grab your wrench and just turn it just a little bit. Just enough to break the plug loose. Once the plug is broken loose and you get about a quarter of a turn out of it, don't keep going because that's when it's going to break. All right. Now what you need the carb cleaner. You need more of it. Now that you've broken that plug loose, the carb cleaner is going to get down into the combustion chamber and it's going to start eating up the carbon. That's what causes the problem, okay? At the end of these plugs, carbon builds up and it causes these plugs to get stuck on their way out, and that's where they break. That's where the problem lies. So I've seen guys try to do this with WD-40 and penetrating oil and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't work. You need something that's going to eat up that carbon, and carb cleaner is what you need. So anyways, crack the plug open, spray some carb cleaner in there. Now start working it back and forth. If it starts to come out nice and easy, awesome. Life is good, keep going. Still feels like it's coming out hard, like you're going to see this one right here. This is the one that gave me trouble. It took me about a good 10-15 minutes to get that out, working it back and forth and constantly spraying. Okay? This is your friend. Use it. Okay? Now, once you've got that out of there, get some air. Once you get the plug out of there, use an air hose, spray down inside the plug hole. You're going to use that air to blow all the debris out of there and all the crap that flew down in there. And you don't want to overload it with this stuff because you could cause hydrolock. You don't want too much of that stuff in there. Now, when you go to put it back together, do it the right way. This is what Ford should have done in the first place. Get yourself some anti-seize. Get yourself some dielectric grease. Okay? The anti-seize is going to go on the new plug. You're going to put very little on the threads. That's going to help the new one go in real nice and easy. And you're going to want to put a little bit all around this edge. Very, very little. Don't get it up into the porcelain because you'll cause all kinds of problems. Little bit all the way around this edge. And what that's going to do, that's going to keep this problem from happening again because the carbon won't be able to stick to it. Okay? Now, also make sure you're replacing your boots that go on your coils, and make sure you're also replacing this little doohickey here. Okay, now when you pull this off of the coil, look down inside the coil. You're going to see a little teeny tab there. Grab yourself a little flathead screwdriver and scrape all the gunk off of it. You're going to see it looks like green chia pet growing in there. Okay? That's where your dielectric grease is going to come in. Put a dab of dielectric grease on each end of this. One here, one here. Put it all back together, new plugs in, life is good. Okay? Now, the key thing to this is to run the engine between each spark plug change. You have to keep the engine hot. I can't stress that enough. So, do number one, put the coil back in, put your little 7mm screw back in and make it tight, all set. Good. Run the engine. Run it for another 10 minutes. Get it good and hot again. Shut it off and repeat the same process. If you repeat this for every single spark plug, you've got a damn good chance of getting them all out without breaking them. I did it. So I hope this video helps and saves you a large headache, and maybe you can find something better to do with your Sunday. Good luck.